What is going on, guys? Matt Downs with Daily Grind Fantasy Sports to help give you the edge for this NBA 7-game slate. Cannot wait to break it down, guys. Patreon restarts this month, so if you guys want to sign up for Patreon, now is the time to do it. You get the full value of what it has to offer. Like I said, the subscriptions restart every first day of the month, so now is the best time to jump on board. This video is also sponsored by Jock Market. If you guys want to be entered into the $25 giveaway that we do every single Friday on stream, please like, subscribe, and also comment your favorite GPP play for this slate. If you guys are brand new to this channel, we provide both free and paid content for all daily fantasy sports across all sports. If you could please show your support by hitting that subscribe button, notification bell, and of course smashing that like button for all of our future NBA content. If you would like to know more about becoming a better DFS player and taking down that big GPP, head over to www.patreon.com/DGFantasy for more information. On Patreon, we give advanced cheat sheets for all DFS sports on DraftKings. These cheat sheets include updated projections, ownership, and our overall favorite plays from slate to slate. We take it a step further by teaching you how to play fantasy sports like a shark, by showing you where the best leverage spots are to put you in the best spots to take down tourneys. Also included is our private Discord chat where you get to talk over the slate with everyone, including our coaches, to help build your lineups. Now let's go ahead and dive right into this NBA 7-game slate, but first you guys know we have to go over some Patreon success. We had a third place finish and a smaller GPP $250 winner. Had some great GPP options in here. It looks like he stacked the Phoenix game, so congrats to one of our coaches. This is actually one of our CSGO coaches. We also had a takedown in CSGO, $356 winner, 5K to first, ended up splitting a ton, but still made some money over there. Yes, we do cover all the esports content over there. We also had a close takedown in a League of Legends slate, turned $48 into $91, and then last but not least, some more success here. Single entry lineup, it looks like a double up, got 330 points, so congrats to that member as well. All right, now the focus on this NBA slate. So this NBA slate is all over the place. We have a ton of pending injury news. We have a ton of solidified injury news. Let's go ahead and go through all the injury news right now. As you guys know, my format did change, so I will cover all my favorite double up plays and then switch over to GPP without going game by game. So again, we're just focusing on the main best plays on this slate, and then on the live stream we'll cover every single play that we do like per our leverage sheet and some other slate breaking injury news. So let's start here with the Dallas-Orlando game. With Dallas, we have nothing going on. Looks like Porzingis will suit up and play. With Orlando, we still have Cole Anthony, Ennis, and also Aaron Gordon out for them, so that does impact them from a GPP perspective because all those guys will be lower owned. With Indiana, we have Brogdon, Lamb questionable. That will definitely impact that team right there. With LeVert and also Warren still being out. Philly questionable with Embiid and Tobias Harris. That will definitely impact this picture, but right now we're going to hold off on breaking down the Philly guys. Utah, nothing going on. With New Orleans, we just have JJ Redick questionable for them. With Denver, we still have Green, Hampton, Harris, and Millsap out for them. With Chicago, we have Hutchinson expected to be back in this contest. He has been out for a while. Markkanen and Otto Porter still out for these guys. With Brooklyn, we have some questionable news here. Jeff Green and TLC questionable. That will impact the bench play for the Brooklyn Nets. We still have Kevin Durant out for them as well. With San Antonio, we still have Keldon Johnson questionable. If he is ruled in or out, that will shake things up rather for the San Antonio Spurs. This is a higher over under. Rudy Gay, Vassell, Weatherspoon, and Derek White all out for San Antonio. With Cleveland, Osman questionable, Delly, Drummond, Love, and Nance all out. With Houston, we have Dante Exum and Christian Wood out. Also rumors that John Wall will sit on this back-to-back. So if that is the case, huge bump in the usage rate across the board here for Houston. We will be going over them. And then last but not least, the Charlotte Portland game does have a higher over-under. On the Charlotte side, Gordon Hayward is expected to play. Cody Zeller questionable, and Devontae Graham, he is out. And then with Portland, we don't really have anything going on. The same injuries. But this is a pace-up spot for a lot of these guys, so we will be paying attention to the Portland Trailblazers. All right, now let's go ahead and talk about the chalk, and let's talk about those Portland Trailblazers. So this is a 233 between Charlotte and Portland, a higher over-under. So you know one guy that's going to pop on our sheet is going to be Damian Lillard, projected to score 120 points overall for this team. Right now, he's 28.4% ownership. Right now, comes out to a 5.2 point per dollar value in a very soft matchup. So this is a pace-up spot for a superstar with a high ownership. So definitely going to be chalk and definitely going to be cash viable. Also, Canner, a 16.2%. I would say he is cash viable viable. 33 minutes, just a 7.2K price tag, just looks undervalued in a very, very good matchup against Charlotte, especially if Cody Zeller does not play. Comes out to a 5 point per dollar value, and then the rest of these guys are just going to be GPP options for me, but definitely Damian Lillard and Kanter are going to be cash viable. Looking at the Houston picture right now versus Cleveland, like I said, John Wall is expected to sit on this back-to-back. Right now, he's projected 0 points here for the Houston Rockets. If he does sit, that's going to give a tremendous amount of usage to these other guys. Right now, Eric Gordon does get the highest usage boost right now. 31.3% usage with Wall, Exum, Wood, and Harden off the floor. We know that Harden doesn't play for these guys anymore, so I have to take him off the floor. Averaging 1.13 fantasy points per minute with all those guys off of the court. Oladipo, 31.1% usage rate. He actually doesn't show that high of a fantasy point per minute output, but guys, we have to use common sense here. Oladipo will have the ball in his hands a lot in this contest, so definitely like him. Only averaging 1.04 fantasy points per minute. I do think that's going to increase as these injuries are off the court. So if we take a look at the chalk, it's Eric Gordon and Victor Oladipo in that exact order. A 5.7 point per dollar value here for Eric Gordon, 26.6% ownership, and then also Oladipo, 25.7% ownership is what we have him projected at right now, and also only a 4.5 point per dollar value. But like I said, guys, he's going to pass the eye test here as he will get all the usage. Another guy that's very intriguing is Justin Patton. He actually did start last game, got 26 minutes, and at the very minimal price tag at 3.2K. Definitely an interesting target. So right now he's showing ownership because he is expected to play just because of what he did last game. Yes, they got absolutely blown out, but he actually had a very efficient game for his price tag. So if he does start, yes, he's going to be very chalky. As of right now, we don't know if he's going to start. It's going to be him or PJ Tucker, so take your pick. But if Patton does start, yes, I do like him here at that price tag. Going down to Brooklyn, we know these guys are without Kevin Durant. Jeff Green is questionable. TLC is questionable. If those guys are ruled out, I love these guys so much more. But right now, we're showing a pace-up spot versus San Antonio Spurs. The over-under is at a 234. So one of the higher games on the slate, the second highest to be exact. I do expect that to actually rise a little bit here. James Harden comes out to a 5.5 point per dollar value. One of the highest owned guys on the slate, 25.6% ownership. Just a superstar without Kevin Durant. And also Kyrie Irving at 35 projected minutes comes out to a 13.1% ownership, which actually shows that GPP range, a 9.1K price tag. I actually like him for GPPs. And a 5.6 point per dollar value. I don't know what it is in Kyrie Irving against the San Antonio Spurs, especially at the Spurs. He always performs very well. So historically, definitely like Kyrie Irving here in this spot. The rest of the guys are going to be up in the air just because we don't know what's going to be going on with Jeff Green and TLC. If they are ruled out, definitely love the value here from Brooklyn. Let's go ahead and switch over to the other side of the ball. The Spurs are going to be in the pace-up spot as well. They are still benefiting with all of these COVID injury news as of right now. We have Rudy Gay, Vassell, Weatherspoon, Derek White, and also Keldon Johnson questionable. So with those guys off the court, I'm just going to be honing in on Patrick Mills and also DeRozan. DeRozan did very, very well in his first game back. Like I said, he was heavily motivated. Unfortunately, with the death of his father. So at an 8.4K price tag, don't love him as much, but I do like him as a GBP/cash option. He's teetering on that range. An 8.6% ownership, though, is definitely going to fit into the GBP range. Love Patty Mills for a value play at a 4.7K price tag. We love shooters and pace-up spots. Right now, he's showing 17.9% ownership, so he's teetering on that line of a cash/GBP option. And now we'll hear a quick word from our sponsor.
Jock Market is one of the most innovative ways to play daily fantasy sports today. Just like the real stock market, Jock Market allows you to buy and sell players to earn profit based on their performances throughout the day and night. They are currently offering a variety of sports where you can enter their markets and buy them for potential gains. Unlike normal other DFS sites, once the slate starts, you can make numerous changes to your stocks by buying new players you think will continue to perform well or sell players you think are going to underperform.
Right now, they are running every sport with overlay, which gives you an easier chance to win than other major DFS platforms. Download Jock Market now on the App Store and use code DGF to receive a $20 deposit bonus. Be sure to subscribe here for all future Jock Market content. Now let's go over to a higher over-under on the slate that is getting overlooked and also benefiting with some injuries. Right now, we have JaMychal Green, Paul Millsap, Gary Harris, and Hampton all out for the Denver Nuggets. So I am bullish on these guys, especially at their ownership. Jokic has a phenomenal matchup at a 10.8K price tag, which he actually had a price decrease from his recent performances. A 16.9% ownership, like I said, guys. This is a very, very good situation for Jokic, and he's also only center eligible, so his ownership will be very, very low. Definitely has the potential to break this slate. Absolutely love him for GPPs here in this spot. Also, some other guys, Monty Morris in the pace-up spot, 4.9K. Definitely love him at ownership. There's current ownership, and then Barton, 5.4K. And then Michael Porter Jr. is definitely getting overlooked at a 7K price tag. Has been performing fairly well here, and still is projected at 32 minutes. So I do like him. Sorry, excuse me, in this pace-up spot. And then Compazzo, 4.1K, projected at 27 minutes. Don't mind him for a value play. All these guys are just going to be GPP viable. Switching over to the other side of the ball, we always love Levine in competitive matchups. Right now, they are at home. Denver's only a 4-point spread, so I do expect this Chicago-Denver game to be relatively competitive. Absolutely love Levine, averaging 1.51 fantasy points per minute with these current injuries off the court. Projected in 36 minutes, and this price tag is very, very high, and has had a recent stretch of bad games. So don't mind him here. Very low ownership. Also Garrett Temple. Don't mind him at a 4.4K price tag. Phenomenal value play here. 32 projected minutes, averaging over just 0.75 fantasy points per minute just because he is a shooter. Wendell Carter Jr. definitely passes the eye test at a 5.8K price tag. And then last but not least, Kobe White. Always love him because he plays a tremendous amount of minutes in that 32 to 36 minute range if the game does stay competitive. And a 6.3K price tag is coming down in price. And then last but not least, the highest over-under on the slate isn't carrying that much ownership. What is going on here? So let's take a look. Rudy Gobert, 7.4K price tag, comes out to a very nice value play, 5.6K or 5.6 point per dollar value. And Utah's only a 7-point spread, so we do expect this to be relatively competitive. Yes, it has some blowout potential, but this is the highest over-under on the slate and a very good team to target in general for GPPs. Donovan Mitchell is at an 8.6K price tag. That's actually pretty high, so the ownership will be very low on him. 8.2% ownership. And then the rest of these guys, you can throw them into the mix. All these shooters here and a very high-paced matchup. And then last but not least, the Pelicans. If these guys are going to keep it competitive, Zion Williamson is at the highest price he's been all season long, but he deserves it. 9K price tag. Has been playing out of his mind as of late and definitely deserves that price increase. Very consistent play. 1.7% ownership here. So like I said, if they're going to be competitive, it's going to be because of Zion and also Brandon Ingram. Love him at 3.2% ownership. And also Eric Bledsoe at 5.3K has been playing very, very well. Love him. Look at all this ownership. It's all below 7% ownership. I love all these guys. And that will wrap up my video, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this breakdown. If you did, please do hit that subscription button, notification bell, and of course smash that like button for all of our future NBA content. With all that being said, have a great rest of your day, and let's cash.